This program may and will contain adult language. Parental discretion is advised. Hello again, everyone. It's Sundays with Dwayne time. This past week, we had a lot of different things happen. I'm going to touch on some of the highlights. Big news this past Friday at a conservative activist meeting in St. Louis, Missouri. Surprise came. Rick Perry, the former governor of Texas, um, suspended his bid for the presidency of the United States for 2016. Knew the campaign was in trouble a couple weeks ago when he stopped paying his staffers. I was kind of thinking that he would probably hold out towards the end of the year, but I guess he doesn't have the money to do that. So he's the first of many, I think, that will drop out before the end of the year because the money is going to get tight. Another bit of news this past week on Wednesday, Kim Davis, who is the Rowan County, Kentucky county clerk, um, who would not issue the gay marriage license, she went to jail for contempt of court. She was released on Wednesday. She had two visitors that day. One was Ted Cruz, who showed up while she was in jail, and Mike Huckabee, who actually escorted her out of the jail onto a platform, essentially surrounded by a bunch of adoring supporters and family members. He had escorted her and her husband out, where they both spoke, Huckabee and Kim Davis. Now, she didn't work Thursday or Friday. She took those days off, but she's supposed to start again Monday the 13th, which is tomorrow. Let's see if she ends up in jail by the end of the week. Another bit of news this past week outside of Johannesburg, South Africa, scientists and paleontologists have been doing a dig there, and they came across an underground grave, which essentially is a big cave, containing the remains of hundreds of individuals. What they're saying is a new species within the human family, could be the missing link. Now, they've named this particular find Homo naledi, Naledi. Now, according to their findings, the species' brains were about a third of the size of a modern human's. They stood upright like we do. Their hands and feet were similar. Their fingers were kind of curved in a little bit. Other than that, they could have passed as us, I guess, somewhat. They're saying that this species could have gone back as far as 2.8 million years ago, predating Homo sapiens, modern humans. So that was kind of interesting. We also had this week Mitch McConnell in the United States Senate. He is the Senate Majority Leader and the senior senator from Kentucky. Pushed through a vote, essentially letting President Obama, um, it's hard for me to say that, um, to have what he wanted with this Iran nuke deal. Now, for the House's part, they had a vote and issued a serious rebuke towards the president.
Well, isn't that special?
Like, it means absolutely nothing after the fact. Obama is laughing his ass off at these so called leaders. Mitch McConnell could have stopped this, but he did not. He pushed the vote through to get it out of the way. Mitch McConnell is a traitor to the United States, as far as I'm concerned. Also voting on this was Lindsey Graham, who is also running for president. He's a traitor to this country and should never hold another public office. John McCain, the Maverick, voted for it, and a host of others on both sides of the aisle. All these people have blood on their hands now because the Iranians are going to get their nukes. The Ayatollah cockamamie over there said that Israel will not see 25 more years. And of course, they continue to chant death to America. And yet, this president, this regime, wants them to have the nukes. Oh, they say it's going to contain them to keep them from getting them for some time. Bullshit. They're going to have them sooner than anybody thinks, if they don't already have them now. This could be Obama's way of saying, look, guys, I'm going to give you your 150 billion that we froze for all these years. Just don't use it until after I'm out of office. That way it's not my fault. I wouldn't put it past the son of a bitch. And this dovetails into what happened this past Friday. It was the 14th anniversary of 9/11. 9/11 2001. I think all of us remember where we were. Some of us have better memories than others. Some people have forgotten the lessons of 9/11. I haven't. 9/11 is where a bunch of Muslims with box cutters hijacked four planes, three of which hit their targets, the North and South Towers of the World Trade Center, the Pentagon. But the fourth one, it was rumored it was going towards the White House. The passengers overtook that plane and it crashed in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Those people died heroes. They also died in vain because the very people that did that, we now arm. The very people that hijacked those planes and brought down the World Trade Center and killed nearly 3,000 souls one September morning are now getting arms and money from this country. And Iran is one of the major sponsors of terror, and we're going to make sure they get fucking nukes. Of course, in his book, Audacity of Hope, Barack Obama said that if the winds take a bad turn, I guess, in the Middle East, he would side with the Muslims. It's because he is one. He was raised to be one. He is the Manchurian candidate. He is a traitor, and he should be hung by the neck because of it. But there's nobody in Congress that has the balls to do it, especially Mitch McConnell and John Bonehead Boehner. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who watch this on a regular basis, this is my last show doing this. I may or may not come back after the first year with the One Man's Opinion show again. I don't even know if it's worth it anymore. I'm ashamed to be an American because of the leadership we have. If there was someplace else I could afford to go to right now, I would. Because this country is being overrun. They said they're going to bring in 10,000 Syrian refugees. I already heard it's going to be 100,000. And that's just a start. And of these people, if you've noticed the news and stuff, that the ones that actually show it, some of the refugees, most of them are male. Most of them are military age. Most of them are in great physical shape. like they've been through camps or something. And they're going to spread them all over the United States. They're already invading Europe. They're already invading every country over there because that's what they have been told they should do. Their religion tells them that they are going to take over the world, and they are priming themselves to do just that. And we're going to allow a whole bunch of those bastards over here. Thanks to this so called president and the so called Secretary of State, Lurch, John Kerry, and also the one before him, Hillary, the Benghazi butcher, Clinton. This country is doomed. We need leadership in this country, first of all. We need some conservative leadership. Ted Cruz comes to mind. At this point, though, I'd settle for Donald Trump if I thought he would do something about these people, like jail them for treason and sedition. That's exactly what needs to happen. These Neanderthal savages that brought down the World Trade Centers and crashed into the Pentagon and tried to crash into the White House, they showed me more about Islam over the course of 3 days watching all this shit unfold on TV when it happened 14 years ago than I ever knew about it. Up until then, the most I knew about Islam was Muhammad Ali. I had my eyes opened on 9/11. The Palestinian myth, okay? Everybody wants the state, the two-state solution, Palestine and Israel. That is a bunch of bullshit. The Palestinians were dancing in the street and handing out candy on 9/11. And you want to give these motherfuckers a country? What kind of moron are you? I am sick to death of this Palestine myth. They aren't Palestinians. They are the wretched refuse from every Muslim country over there that's kicked them out. There's no such thing as Palestine. Get it through your heads. Israel, its capital is Jerusalem. This country won't even recognize that. Why? Because you got a Muslim president. That's why. You got a Muslim loving president. That's why. You've got a bunch of Muslim Brotherhood people in the White House. That's why. They want to destroy Israel. That's why the Iranians are going to get the frickin' nukes. And they chant death to America. We're next. They want to destroy the great Satan. You know what the great Satan is? Iran. If we had any leadership in this country, we'd go over there and turn that country into glass and eradicate a whole lot of the problem. Oh, they had a big crane crash over there in Mecca, killed like 87 people or something like that. It's a good start. I do not feel sorry for them. They're a bunch of terrorists. You want to get rid of the problems? Get rid of the Islamo fascist, and you'll take care of a 95% of the problems in this world. See, this is why I don't want to do this show anymore. It started out to be such a nice little show, and it's turned into a political thing, and I just don't want to do that anymore. I'll be doing enough of that if I do One Man's Opinion again next year, and that remains to be seen. So, in the meantime, be good to one another. Pray for one another and pray for this country because it needs God to help us get through this mess. Otherwise, we're damned and doomed. Good luck to us all, and God bless America. Never forget.